Hi, I'm Julie Hornock with United in Autism. I'm a parent of a child on the autism spectrum and also the author of the book, United in Autism, Finding Strength Inside the Spectrum. The foreword for this book was written by Temple Grandin, and the book is 30 stories of families living with autism from all over the world. I think it is so important that we share our stories. We need to share them to raise awareness and also just so people kind of know how to help us. So every week I'm going to bring you an interview with either an expert or a parent, and they're going to share all kinds of tips that are going to help you in your journey. I cannot wait for you to see who we have for you today. Hey guys, it's Julie Hornock with United in Autism. I am excited to share with you who I have today. I have Jennifer Dunn, and she is from the really popular Canadian blog, Keeping Up with Kaya. And let me tell you, before she says anything, her daughter is gorgeous. I kind of like her because she looks a little like my daughter, to be honest with you. But I love getting to talk to other moms about girls on the spectrum. So everybody give me a big warm welcome for Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Julie. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for just taking the time. I know you're busy. I know your family's been sick. I know that you got scratched in the eye by your cat.
Yeah, this is not pink eye. This is a scratched eye.
So it's really, I really appreciate your time. And I can't wait because I feel like I love talking to other moms of girls since it's a little bit more rare. So tell me just about, I know now it's less than 25% girls on the spectrum. So there's over 75% boys. And I know the diagnosis process was very different for you. And I think it is for a lot of the girls. So kind of share a little bit about that with me.
So we're in Vancouver, British Columbia. And there's a center which is connected to Children's Hospital called Sunnyhill. And that is who does, they do most of the diagnosis for children. And they do typically a 2-day, I don't know how it's done in the States, but they do a 2-day process. They brought Kaya back for a 3rd day. And I think it's because she was a girl. And as you know, girls don't have the typical markers that boys have. Mm-hmm. Kaya didn't rock. She didn't stim. She didn't hum then. So there's really no clear markers for them. Mm-hmm. And in fact, the psychologist that diagnosed her, she was only 2.5. Again, there's no screaming markers at 2.5. Wasn't even sure she was autistic. Mm. She's autistic. There's no question. So they had her come back a 3rd day. And the only real signs that they found with her was, and I remember, they gave her a mixing bowl and a spoon, and she just did that forever. Mm. And that was kind of the tipping point for them.
Wow, that's an interesting little test.
It was, and they did they had a rabbit that was motorized, and they wanted to see her reaction to that, which I thought was very strange.
Yeah.
And then she spent 4 hours with an SLP, and I remember Kaya sitting on her lap and pointing to what she wanted. And she can't be autistic. She can't be autistic. She's talking to or not talking, she didn't say a word, mm-hmm. but she was interacting with the SLP. Mm-hmm. And it was the psychiatrist, Kaya was one of the last patients that she saw and one of the last diagnoses that she handed down before she retired.
Wow.
He said Kaya was one of the most difficult diagnoses that she had ever given in her entire career. And I think it's because she was a girl.
Yeah.
And she didn't know the markers to look for.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's so interesting that there's separate markers for girls because, you know, how old is Kaya now?
Kaya is turning 9 in April.
Oh, you're going to be hitting double digits soon. So my daughter, yeah, I mean, it's scary, but my daughter, Lizzie, is 16 now, and she did have all the markers of a boy. So it's really weird because it's like, I've always heard this about the girls and I, from your experience too. And it's like every kid's so different, but she fit in the boy mold more than she did in the girl mode, which is so interesting. Because she
Kaya wasn't talking at all, not a word. So that is the only reason. And I kept prompting my pediatrician and she just kept saying, no, she's just a late talker. Mm-hmm. No, she's, whatever. And she's autistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You share a lot. I mean, I love your blog. Let me tell everyone they need to go check it out because you are so real. You show the good, you show the bad, you show some really intimate details. And, I struggle with that because it's like, I never want to share too much, but I'm impressed with what you can put out there and your confidence in doing that. And I think it really, really helps a lot of people.
Thank you.
So thank you for doing it because it's really, we just need to not feel alone. And you make so many people not feel alone. But one of the posts I enjoyed that you did was talking about mommy guilt. And so kind of share with me maybe some things you're guilty about and how you deal with it.
I spend a lot of money. I know, I think everyone kind of has that. I mean, I feel she's been robbed of her life.
Right.
And I feel guilty. I feel, so I overcompensate with gifts.
Okay.
And, you know, I overcompensate. Yeah, I just do.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I've always said Lizzie is my most expensive child, doubled, because you know,
I joke that there's bratism and autism. And a lot of the bratism is because of me. And I recognized it, that I can't, actually it was her speech language pathologist that said to me, it's okay to say no. She has to hear no. And you can't always say yes to everything. It's not practical in the real world. I've gotten better, but you know, if she wants to go on Amazon and buy something, she'll say, Mama, order it.
Aren't you just proud of her though for saying Mama, order it?
Like, Mama, order it. Yes,
I'm so proud of her. Everything, because we waited a long time for that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't speak till she was 6, so so that's a lot of guilt there.
So when did she start talking? Because she has beautiful language.
She does now. She didn't speak a word until I think almost 4, and she said Mama and Elmo. Elmo, but really nothing past that.
Yeah.
I put Kaya in speech and I dropped all other therapies. I dropped ABA, I dropped everything. And 4 years we concentrated on speech.
Okay.
Because I figured if she can't talk and she can't communicate, putting her through everything else, I found it, for me, for Kaya, was counterproductive. She needed to learn how to communicate first. So I learned sign language along with her, and that helped a lot. And then she really started talking last year, where she was making short sentences, would be able to respond to a question. But the last year, I would say her language has just exploded. And I can have a little mini conversation with her. She can tell me her wants, her needs.
That's beautiful.
I still sometimes can't believe I hear her voice.
I know. You have to stop yourself whenever they're kind of talking too much and be like, all right, just be thankful. Yeah.
One of the mommy guilt, back to the mommy guilt. So one of the words that Kaya did say was Miapomi, which was, I don't know where she got Miapomi, but that was for Toys R Us. So we would go every Saturday after therapy, Miapomi. And I took her because I loved hearing her say it.
Yeah.
So I just did it. So whatever.
Yeah. Well, I do find it, having both girls and boys, I mean, I just want to spoil my girl. You know? There is no judgment here. Like, my daughter has everything she wants to, and I do have to stop myself, because I realize she can't have everything she wants.
Everything, all the time.
It is hard, you know?
Yeah.
So one of the things I think so interesting about her is when you share about the hard times, but you see her and she looks so happy singing and dancing with her little Lizzie also loved Angela Ballerina. What is Angelina Ballerina?
Angelina Ballerina, yeah. Those dolls are $400 a piece, by the way.
Oh, gosh. Well, Lizzie loved it too, and I just love seeing her face light up. But then you talk about how she self-injurious, and she has this anxiety that takes over. And so kind of share like maybe an experience of where it has switched like that, you know, because that's what it does, is it switches. You don't even know what's going to set it off. So kind of share like maybe one experience in that.
She can be on the couch on her iPad or watching a movie, and she will start biting her arm to where she breaks skin. She will scream uncontrollably. She will throw anything that comes in her path. She'll toss a table. She broke 2 chairs on Sunday. 2 chairs. She threw them across the room and broke them. Yeah. And it comes out of nowhere. So for her anxiety, I really addressed it the last 6 months or so. Kaya started on medical cannabis And unfortunately, we had no luck. It actually did the reverse effect. It actually increased her anxiety. It was, and people have their different thoughts on it. I'm in Canada. It's legal here. But
okay. Well, I feel like we're going to try anything that might help.
Right? Yeah. And I was really optimistic for it. And it just actually did the reverse effect. So Kaya has started on medication.
Okay.
And we're only 3 weeks into it. So it's a little too early to kind of give any thought on it. But it's crippling. She's, she does a lot of head hitting, biting herself. It's devastating. It's the sound that I can't handle. Listening to my daughter hit her own face.
Yeah.
We'll be in the car and she'll smash her face against the window. When she gets into that state. Yeah. I need to back off and let her have that moment. I find if I try to even reach her, I actually make it worse. And then she'll turn on me. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's scary too, especially as she gets older and bigger. And,
yes.
So does it make it pretty hard for you to go out of the house and live any kind of normal life?
It does. Yeah. It does. Kaya's a bolter, so she'll take off. So it's really hard to, and she has no sense of safety whatsoever. Yeah. She'll walk into oncoming traffic. She would cross the street. So going out is very difficult. Yeah. Any kind of event now, I took her to the Nutcracker and I had my sister-in-law come. I have to have a separate set of hands. I can't do it on my own anymore. She's too big and she's too
fast too, right?
Too fast, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will tell you, just to give you a little hope, my daughter was also all of that. Like, we lost her more times, so many dangerous situations that I'm thankful she's still alive. But, she doesn't do any of that anymore because that awareness of the danger came later. So it still can come, so I hope, I hope and pray for you that that's the case, because
she actually wandered away from an EA on a field trip and 2 parents found her knee deep in a pond unattended because her EA was chit-chatting with parents and not attention. So Kaya just wandered off and Kaya can't swim. 2 parents found her.
I'm so thankful. I mean, we had a similar experience when my husband had my daughter when I was going away on a weekend and she disappeared. They found her in a creek, waist high. And it's like, it's something about the way, when you have something like that happen, because we've had so many things like that, it's like, I don't even allow myself to really fully think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can write about it, but I can't really sit in what ifs. I can't allow myself to go there because it's so horrifying. And it happens to so many kids. And I mean, we're the lucky ones that still have our kids. So, it's heartbreaking and hard. And I think that's where that fight or flight comes in, where we're so high and exhausted all the time from that exact thing. So
yeah. This is exhaustion.
I feel like all of our faces.
Aged like 40 years in the last, 2 years. So
I know. I didn't used to have gray hair until, autism. So
yeah.
Like,
and people will be like, oh, you need your roots done. I'm like, that's autism. My friend said yesterday, well, you have a lot of bags under your eyes. I'm like, it was autism.
I fully blame, I blame my belly fat also. I mean,
yes, I like to blame that as well.
It's not because of the giant bowls of ice cream I like to eat. It's because of autism.
Well, I also, and it's not an excuse, I could eat healthy, but, we're home 99% of the time. A lot of times because she just can't tolerate going out. And, if we go to the beach, we go on a rainy day when no one's there. So just makes it difficult to leave the house. We're home all the time.
Yeah. I mean, you feel
I always joke, all I have is food. I have nothing else.
It's like a -2 at where you live right now. You can't even go outside. That's so scary to me. Yeah, you really are. I mean, so how do you deal with that isolation? I mean, because it's very, very isolating.
It is. I don't know if you deal with it, you just get used to it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
My blog has helped me. I find it very therapeutic. I used to do a lot more videos. Now I do a lot more writing. I find writing really therapeutic. And I just write. I write a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how you change the isolation. She has such severe separation anxiety that she knows I'm off work at 5 o'clock, and past that time she starts to pace, and she'll FaceTime me, and she'll ask her caregiver, "Where's Jennifer?" She calls me Jennifer. So it's hard. I'm really never away from her, other than when she's at school or I'm at work.
Yeah, I mean that alone is very difficult, because I have this thing like where I used to do at the dinner table where I'm like, nobody touch me anymore, because you get exhausted from having somebody on your body all day long.
Yeah.
So what do you do to try and take care of yourself? Do you have anything that you can do?
So I laugh with that. So what I've done is the last 3 Sundays is so Kaya has a full-time caregiver that picks her up after school and watches her. And so I hire her on Sundays, 3 weeks in a row, and she comes for 2 to 4 hours, whatever I need, and I go grocery shopping. And I know that sounds so silly to most people, but I was grocery shopping on Sunday, and the lady at Safeway was laughing because I had a open thing of gummy bears and a little spritzer, and I was like on a freaking vacation. I was rolling through the store. My heart wasn't racing. I wasn't panicking. And I literally spent 2 hours just walking through Safeway. It was the best 2 hours of my life.
Yeah.
And it sounds so silly to people.
No, it doesn't.
2 hours of just not getting away from her. That's not what I mean. But being able to do something and not have the panic of, when's this going to go sideways?
Yeah.
And for me, that is my self-care.
I think that's fantastic, because you know what? It's something you have to do anyway, and to go in there and to do it and have it be a enjoyable experience.
Yes.
It's the nightmare that, most kids with autism hate the grocery store. So, I mean,
Kai has feeding issues. So, it's best not to take her into a grocery store so it doesn't trigger the old foods. So again, if we go in, it's, you put her in the cart, put the headphones on, and you pray for the best.
Yeah. I mean, that's phenomenal. I love the grocery store is a perfect thing. And it doesn't matter. That's why I tell moms, I'm like, it doesn't matter what you do. It just, you need to do something or you're going to literally go crazy. Like,
and I have, and it is, it's the isolation. It's not leaving your home for 7 or 8 days.
Yeah.
And I think, when you try to explain it to somebody, unless you live it, people just don't understand it. So,
right. Yeah. It doesn't seem so bad unless you live it, because there is that.
It sounds like you're exaggerating, and it sounds like you're making it up. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, I do. I think anyone that is a mom or dad that was watching this will totally get that.
Yeah.
So give us just a piece of advice. So for a new mom, that recent diagnosis, what is your piece of advice? The thing you wish you'd known?
Well, I actually did this, a guest video for Kate on this.
Yeah.
And my advice was to grieve. That was my advice, was to grieve and accept it. And I don't think you ever really fully accept it, but take the time to grieve.
Yeah.
That's my number one advice for people, because
I totally agree. Yeah.
It feels like you've lost a child, even though they're right in front of you, because all those hopes and dreams change.
Yeah.
So take that time. I don't know how it works in the States as far as services, but the beautiful thing about Canada is the government, although autism is the only recognized disability, you actually receive funding for them. So I kept hearing from therapists during the whole process, well, you want her diagnosis, you want that funding. And I kept saying, I don't care about the funding. But in hindsight, that whole process slowed it all down because I just wouldn't accept it. Do you know what I mean? So take the time. You have to accept it. I wasn't helping Kaya. And I don't think you're helping your children when you're in that process of grieving. So
no, I agree. I think, and not only grieving who you thought your kid was, but grieving what you thought your life was going to look like.
Yeah.
Because we are not going to do things that we thought we were going to do because of autism. We just aren't. And I mean, maybe we'll do something better. Maybe we'll do something greater, but you have to grieve that thing that you wanted to do, and And then, oh yeah, we were going to talk about this. You know, for girls, like I don't know if you had the same things, but like when I knew I was having a girl, I just had 1,000 things that I wanted to do, like shopping, and I wanted to do our nails together.
Yes.
Yeah. And like none of that happened for a really long time for us. And so what were the things that you were looking forward to?
When I found out I was having a girl, I went right to prom dresses.
Oh, I love it.
Right to I'm going to cry thinking about right to wedding dresses. And she may still do that. I don't know. I don't think I will get married, but she'll attend her prom. But nails, and we can do that now. I can take her for a mani and a pedi.
Yeah.
But again, it depends. I have to go. Actually, the nail lady I've been going to for years, she has an autistic son, so she's really good about accommodating before hours and after kind of thing.
Yes.
But again, I just can't take her into a nail salon and get her nails done. She can't have the sound, the people, the noise, the lights, all of those things. So for me, it was instantly prom.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was something, I don't know if I went there, but it definitely is in the running, you know, just thinking of all those little milestones with the girls. And for me, I love to plan a big birthday party. So when she was young, I really screwed up royally many times trying to plan her a big party that she did not enjoy. So that was a really big problem because I love a big party.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I stopped having birthday parties for Kaya when she was, I think, 4. I spent $1,800 on her 4th birthday.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't miss a thing. I could have cared less. Yeah. She was anxious. She was melting down.
Yeah.
She kept saying, home, please. Home, please. I'm like, Mom spent a lot of money. Let's have a party.
Yeah.
After that, I learned I was doing the party for me.
Yes.
I wasn't even doing it for her. She didn't even enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I mean, how do you spend $1,800 on a kid's birthday party?
Well, that's a lot of money. I'm going to say.
Right? I mean, it was over the top. I mean, over the top. And it was tough to stop doing that.
Yeah. I feel like I realized it pretty quick because she just really didn't tolerate the parties, the same kind of thing. And then the first year I decided I was going to do something different. I took her just to go to the zoo and see this black panther that she liked. And she literally just liked for it to pace. And then she would pretend it was coming after her. So we did that for like 3 hours where over and over again, you know? So yeah. I mean, it's grieving what you thought you were going to do and have and moving forward. And so that's beautiful, beautiful advice. Tell everybody where we can find you and Kaya.
You can find us at Keeping Up with Kaya on Facebook.
Okay.
Kaya has an Instagram, Keeping Up with Kaya.
Okay.
So you can follow her over there. Okay.
Well, I'm going to tag you and then I'll put your blog and everything down below so they can see it, but they'll be able to find you pretty easily. So I thank you again for sharing.
Thanks for having me. Hopefully we can do this again and I won't look so rough.
Whatever. You know, we're both going to look rough. You can look rougher.
Autism life. It is what it is.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah. All right.
Have a fantastic
afternoon. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. I hope you enjoyed what you heard today. I hope you got some great tips and I hope you feel maybe a little bit less alone. If you'd like to see more interviews like this, you can check me out on all the socials and the handle is @United in Autism. Also check out YouTube for videos and I hope we see you again next week. Thanks so much.